وشكرا زول قديم
أنا 85 سنة.
ثمان سنة. شكرا. Welcome. Sit please. Well, kids, your colleagues, the rest of the attendees here, good evening to all of you. I'm happy we're attending this occasion today. Why? Because most of you who are here fulfilled what was my vision. When Dr. John sent me to come to go to Jonglei, to what later on became known as the Central Southern Sudan Zone Command. I went and relieved Commander Rockthorn in 1985 as a commander of that zone. When I took over the command, and as we were going together with Arab, coming over to me, the zone, moving from battalion to battalion. There were no forces, very few forces. One battalion had 137, the other had 86. And we're all, 5 battalions were all under 200. And Arab was fighting the force that was being sent from Khartoum to Bor, who was known as Alif 10,000, which was a division. And they were entering Bor town. They had just entered. And we did not know what they were going to do next. Possible they were going to move out to the area and crush the SPLA in the area. Arab went. I accompanied him up to Dunk on his way to Ethiopia. A place called Babek, and he left. He left me alone in the zone. With no forces. And the forces were out of control. Comrade Arab could not effectively control them. They deserted. They deserted back to their homes. So, and then they were very distracted at the same time. Moving in the area, killing bulls, goats, chickens, and beating the chiefs, mistreating people. They thought they went to Bunga, they became soldiers, and the power was in their hands. We know an uneducated person, when he has power, will misuse it. And he said, the law is enforced by people who have guns and who are educated and who can be controlled. That's why you say the law enforcement agencies. If the laws are not there, if the agencies are not there, the law will not function. Will always be undermined. The 10 Commandments in the Bible, these are commandments who are being commanded by God. You have to do this, don't do this, don't do this. But there is no law enforcement. You see that these commandments are observed. What God thought to be the law enforcement is the paradise at the end of the day. When the paradise comes, people go to the court, they have judgment. And those who are found to be guilty will go to hell. And the good people will go to heaven. But here, as human beings, we don't care about that day of the last day of judgment. We violate the laws and we say, if I see that this benefits me, then I violate the law. I'll go and steal, I kill people, I do anything bad. What will come tomorrow, I don't know when that judgment will come. So we don't respect, we don't obey the 10 Commandments. But we do it because when people thought that the 10 Commandments were being violated, not being obeyed, then we said, what do we do now? Let us get strong people to control the uncontrollable people. So police was put. Law enforcement agencies, the police, and the prisons. When a person is tried in the court, then that is sent to the police, the one that arrests the person, taken to the court, tried, taken to prison, or fined. This is how you enforce the law. Our people in Jonglei State, in my zone, were out of control. They were beating even their own officers, tying them up and beating them. Recruits that were coming from across the river, from the west Nile of the river, crossing to the east, crossing the river to the east, going to Ethiopia, were beaten by the soldiers. Go back. Are you late to come and tell us to come here so that we come and accompany you to the territory that is infested with Anyanyatu? So what I did was to reorganize them again, applying the laws of the movement, penal and disciplinary laws of the movement, applying them, and with a lot of talks, talking to the soldiers, talking to the civil population. At last, at the end, I managed to control them. And they became very good soldiers. I also organized the zone. It became very orderly. Law and order was established. And they became very resourceful and very disciplined, highly disciplined soldiers. At the end of the day, they confess. They thank me, they say thank you for what you did. who were destroying our area, misbehaving innocently. Now, we have brought law and order to the area. Now everybody is comfortable. People are happy. The zone there was law and order in the zone. They were fighting the war, left and right. Now, when Dr. John came, it was first William John that came to the area, and William was very, very impressed. The manner in which we established law and order, and the mobilization of the population, and people were taking care of the army properly. Now William Nyon was impressed and went back and talked good about what he found in Jungle State, in Central Southern Sudan Zonal Command. We had seen the enemy inside Port Town. Our forces had gone to liberate a youth. They also went and restored Kadwinwell back to his place near Wat. Forces came here up to Central Equatoria. We had sent forces up to Juba here, under late Major Tonayi to Perkeke. They returned. I went and ordered them again to go back to Juba here. The force under Makil Pion was a captain by then. I told him go up to Tanzara, to Maredi. We captured Maredi. Because our force was very small, but the enemy was being mobilized to go to war. I had to think of encountering them, organizing my own forces to go and attack Juba and other places so that we bring down the enemy, so that they don't think of coming to war. Because war was the heart of the movement. That was the only place where people were crossing from West Bank to Ethiopia. There was no other place in the south. So the government wanted really to destroy that area. I thought also of attacking the government forces in other places so that they don't converge in the zone. So McCain went, liberated Amadi, Louis, Jambo, and part of Meridian Telly was the one who brought out Martin Kajumura for the next monthly nickel and was your Gulu. It was McCain forces. And they went up to Razulu. Other forces came with Granman, and they came and attacked Rokon. And they crossed up to mile 45, up to Lanya, up to Loga, and they came back. The other force also came, with Agent Banyambi. They captured Makiri. Ngangala went and destroyed the kid villages. So the enemy thought that Juba was going to be captured. I did this so that I put them on defenses until the SPL is able to bring more forces. Dr. John came and we properly siege Port Town. We left only a small force, then we can capture Port. So Dr. John thought of building a road from Lango, going directly to Jamaica. He wanted to go and capture Jamaica and then after that we come and attack more. Then there will be no reinforcement coming from Juba to border. And then we can easily take over. And from there we move to Juba. So they told me to go and meet him on the way in Lango. I went, and then we took a road that was being built, constructed, a road being opened. From there, the road leading to Jamaica. I didn't know that. That force was under the command of late Major Gordon Kenyatta. So we went from there until we went and found Major Gordon Bill. He briefed us about the challenges that were meeting him. And from there, I also briefed Dr. John. I said, Dr. John, we are in control of the situation. The area is totally very calm. There are activities going on that we have trained the chiefs, give them political mobilization, education, we have established training for the NCOs, training for the military personnel, intelligence personnel, also for the political work, and the chiefs as well. And trade was going on very in the area. People used to go to Tali to go and we captured Tali also and made it a listening post. Where goods we used to send bulls from there to Juba. My dad would go and buy the bulls from there to Juba, but take the medicine from Juba to Tali, and we go and buy the medicine. So it was a trading center, but also a listening center to know what the enemy was doing in Juba. We captured news like that. I told Dr. John, my experience that we had no forces that could fight the enemy to liberate South Sudan. Because the people we mobilized, who were the forces, the SPLA forces, were civilians who were not educated. Some were deceived, were tricked to go there, that the arms are there so that you come and defend yourselves. Some left from the area to go and get the guns, like the people in Yomil, Northern Baragazal. They went to Muman to go and get the guns so that they go and fight the Marali. Not the government of Sudan. The people in Bor, they went to go and get the guns so that they come and defend themselves against the Murli who were attacking them. And when they went and got the guns, they were told, look, you are not Murli, it's not your enemy. The Marali are not your enemy. The enemy is Sudan government. So let us fight the Sudan government, we'll take the state power, and it will become the army of the country. Then the Murle will not get guns and ammunition again. We'll disarm them, they'll be part of you, nobody will mobilize them against you. The Marhalim are not your enemy. The Sudan government. So let us fight the Sudanese army, we move to Khartoum, we take over the state power, and we now establish law and order in the country, and also run the country in the best way we want it to be. But these people, when they fought the enemy, they were inflicted heavy casualties. They said, we didn't come for this purpose. So they started deserting, going back to their home areas. We are still working with them. Those who did not desert are the educated people. These are the people who went to the movement on their own, consciously going to join the movement. These are the people who never desert. those who were students, young officials who joined the movement, they fought the war properly and bravely. But those who were not educated, they would have returned back to their home areas. I told Dr. John, these are the challenges facing us. Soldiers are deserting from their front lines, going back to their homes. I told him, this movement can die a natural death. What we do in order for this movement to succeed is to mobilize the children. We send them to school. We go and receive education. And we'll continue fighting with these people. We will desert, we go and mobilize them again. We go and fight, they desert, we go and mobilize them again. While the children are going to school. These children, when they finish secondary school after 12 years, they will have become conscious enough to know the importance of them struggling for their country. They will come on their own, voluntarily they will come. When they are 12 years, when they finish secondary school, that means they are 12 years plus their age. Of 6, they will be 18 years, they can volunteer now to join the movement. And they will fight a brilliant war better than these people who are not educated. If we don't do this, then the movement will die a natural death. He understood it. He said, okay, but how will they go? I said, I want to send them to Ethiopia. He said, what are the ages? The age. He said from 8 years up to 13 years. You can send them, they can go. What about this age? Can they go? Yes. The 8 years we can escort them. They will reach. He said, okay, they will not go to Itan, they will go to Benjamin. We have little food in Benjamin that they can survive on. It was with Lira. Little food that was reserved for the army. They will go there, they will get that food. They go to Penyuru, to Itam. Itam is a refugee camp. The teachers will go and bring, and the children again will come plant cards and nothing, so they will go to Penyuru. He said, okay. Now he said, I'm going back to the general headquarters. I will go and send the message to all the zones. So that they mobilize the children and send them to Ethiopia through the zone. And so then I started moving now, mobilizing the population so that they release the children. I was telling them, look, telling your parents, whenever I went there, they said, you sit on the table, on the chair, and then they come and sit down, because there are no chairs there. I say, look, you are sitting down here, and I'm sitting on the chair. If it is wisdom, then wisdom goes with age. Any one of you here would have been sitting on this chair amongst you here, those who are older than myself. But simply because we are not educated, this is why I am on this chair. The soldiers, I say you, the soldiers, there are some of you who are braver, much braver than myself. More braver than myself. But you are soldiers, foot soldiers, privates, NCOs, union officers, and you have commanded because I'm educated. Now what I want you to do, I want your children to go to school. I all the children of the soldiers, and children of the non-soldiers, to go to school. From the age of 8 to the age of 13. I said among these children, school, and this is the central message, this is why I'm here. If they go to school, among them here, there are some people who become like Dr. John. Some of them will become like Bishop Nathaniel. It is only when they go to school they receive education. So I want your children to go to school. And anybody who will not be sending, I will find him, give them fine, pay cows. And you go and hide your child. That child will be in hiding until once he is 18 years of age, he will come out from hiding to go arrested, to go for girls' school, for dances. Then the child will get him, pull up him, will send him for training as a soldier, a foot soldier. But those who will go to school, they will come to me tomorrow as the leader of this country. I am going to send my children to school. And if you don't send your children, then my children tomorrow will become the leaders of your children. And I don't want that. I want your children to go to school as well as my children. This is how I mobilize all of you. Also went to Banyul. Some of you later went to Dinka. And then again, some of you came to Balataka. I mobilized the children. I called Komar Bakir. As I said before, I said, Bakir, you have another mission. You have another mission. National duty. Leave the war, because he was the commander of the battalion. And the chairman is the General Court Marshal. He said, leave this, we'll continue doing this. But go, there's a task to go and educate these children. He tried to refuse. He said, what about this war? We left the Sudan so that we come and fight and liberate this country. Who will fight if I go? I said, you go, we'll take care of that front. He accepted it. Obeyed. Of course, we're soldiers and we had to obey it. Those were orders. And I knew him because he was a very good teacher, director of the school, director of education. I knew him very well because we were inmates. And I told Dr. John, all those who were teachers, who are now in my zone, commanding the forces, I will release them to go and become the teachers of the children. And I also told him, you find out if there are teachers in other fronts, in other forces. You train them and lead them for this people to go and get the children. This is what we did. Dr. John, Salva, and myself took care of this view. When Ethiopia, the governor of Ethiopia failed in Mogadishu, and we were being attacked. Now, we send these children, Panyudu and Lima, Panyudu and Lima, to be moved to Sudan, South Sudan. So the children from Ethiopia, from Panyudu, they came to Pachalan, and we prepared the ground, the school. We opened the Pachalan. Again, when Pachalan came under attack from the EPRDF forces of Ethiopia, we moved them again to Narus. We had sunk boreholes, 17 boreholes. And Malalalia, who was my signal officer, doing very good work, intercepting the messages of the enemy. So, when these forces, JeshAmer were taken, they went down to Narus. Then the enemy force, when the Salva had gone to Buma with forces to hold back any attack of the enemy by the enemy to capture Buma. Then from there the enemy took a different route, down to Kapoita, came and captured Kapoita, leaving Comrade Salva and Buma. When they were in Kapoita, they were given orders from Khartoum. Move immediately to Narus, the children are there. And his mother, somebody called Ajakguong, who made the interception. And they told me this is what the enemy is doing. They captured Kapoita and they now move, order to move to Narus to get rid of the children. I went to the radio, trying to locate where Dr. John was, so that I tell him he was out there, he was outside the country. From the Salva, he was on the move coming back to Kapoita. We could not even get him. Then I decided now to give orders to first Lieutenant Major. Was he a captain? Major. Was he a captain by then? I gave orders to Captain Major, immediately moved the children moved to Kenya, to key base. Within 3 hours, they must vacate Narus. Major went and acted. It took him 8 hours. And then he brought the message that children have gone to, all of them, including the families, they have gone to Kenya, key base. In the morning, the Antonov came and bombed the very place they were in. They dropped 23 bombs. So, and that would have been a disaster. And this is how you went, those this is how you went to Ethiopia, to Kenya, to Kabul. And from there now, the chairman took charge of you, Bishop Nathaniel with his members of his church. They went to over and teaching now the Bible and the teaching of the church. Until later on, the other organization came. And from there now, we started making your schools were open, and then we continued with you. And from there, now we went to America, Australia, to Canada, other places. I'm cutting short of this now. Why I said before, Kim, we have realized my dream, a vision of what we will be. And indeed, all of you have now received your PhDs, master's degrees, bachelor degrees, diplomas. Had I not taken that decision, maybe most of you would have been in the countryside, maybe you would have died. You would have been like those people you see now who are highly educated. You would have just been like that. So you beg me to be proud. The same what my community said. We're proud of what you've done. Thank you very much. And as Commander said, they have achieved what we wanted, that is the liberation of South Sudan. But what next? We must continue building our nation. Because we must not know that we become independent. But once we become independent, then we build our nation. We build the capacity, we build our capacities, and build the capacity of our people. Because the human being, the human resource, that makes things to happen. In a very rich country, we don't, there's a lot of riches. We have fertile soil, liquid water, sunshine. We have fruits in the wild, trees. We have fish. These are resources. We have minerals, gold, another mineral, diamond, another mineral. But yet we are poor. Why are we poor when we have this? We are poor because we are not yet educated. We have to educate our people. A human being, when a human being is not educated, then it's fraud. It is education that makes a person to have a value. A value that can make it possible for people to develop. So the human being, the ones that develop and make things to be happy, and for them to be healthy, to live longer. So human beings need to be educated. But education also must be a useful education. Must be translated into reality. What do we benefit from that education? Mentioned before, the public health. Health is what? Safety first? Safety first. Huh?
Security first.
Safety first. Yes. Public health. You eat good food. Don't eat contaminated food. You wash your hands. And what? To keep away the diseases. This is health, public health that we have taken. So you need to educate us. How do we take care of our health? Because the whole thing is about health. Before anything else. We eat so that we remain healthy. We don't eat, we perish. We go, we weak, we die, and finish. So prevention is better than cure. This is what I was looking. Prevention is better than cure. Preventing of diseases is better than us to be treated later on. It becomes costly. Treatment is costly. But prevention is cheaper. It's a matter of knowledge and changing our culture, how to handle ourselves. It is actually changing cultures. That is health. So I hope you'll benefit from the academic knowledge we have gained. Let us, we are waiting to see what we are going to do. We've already talked beforehand. All our universities, we are still poor. Why are we poor? Because we get the knowledge as a pride, but we don't apply it to benefit us. Why do we go and bring tomatoes from Uganda when we have agriculturists who are filling the university? Some are PhD holders. Why do we go and bring tomatoes, eggs from outside? Can we not establish poultry, and then we get eggs from our hands here? Tomatoes, vegetables. Veterinarians, why our cows do not produce good milk? Why? Are you really concerned as university graduates, as professionals? So simply because we get our degrees and we hang them on the wall, moving, I'm a PhD holder. And that's not enough. Agriculturists, why don't they farm? Can they not even farm and show the people how it is done? So you are still to show us what you are playing. Practically. Not only you here, but I'm talking, addressing all those people, those who are here and those who are not here. Why are we poor? Why do we allow uneducated people to be the one running our economy? Can they do it well? There are a lot of people who go and bring the fish from the Sudan region. They send this to Uganda, almost 3 trucks or 4 trucks full of fish going to Congo, to Uganda. What do they do with that money? They are unable to buy tractors, so then we farm, we get big farms. They can't even bring fish processing plants or facilities. They don't know. Because their knowledge is limited. They can't make research, as you said before. Because we've left, these are not educated people. So, what is preventing educated people from going to business of fishing, trading? Some of them have degrees in commerce and trade and commerce. What do they do with it? Why do we allow foreigners to come and capture our markets here? And we are economists. Those who feed the economy flow. What are you going to do with your money? You want to go be employed by the government, to go and work with the NGO, so that you are paid? If you have your own business, you will be the master of your own business, and you are the one now to pay people, not you to be paid. You say you don't have capital to start with. But when you marry, you pay 50 cows, 100 cows. And then you say you don't have capital to start with. Sell the 50 cows and make business. Tomorrow you buy these 50 cows back. So that's our problem. Many of us are highly educated. And people, they wonder. This South Sudanese, very intelligent, but they are unable to build their country. It's a giant for all of us. So, thank you very much for the knowledge you acquired. You have to continue translating, it is good. The diploma holder, still go ahead until you become a wholesale PhD holder. Thank you very much. The issue of girls, I was saying before, not at the moment, because all of you are men. Because we have refused our girls to go for education, we allow them to be married earlier, so that we get the cows, we get the money. Please, let the girls go. Let them go to secondary school, all of them, secondary school. Because if they go to school at the age of 6, by the age of 12, they will have finished secondary school, and this is the time now they can be married, but also not all of them. Some will go to the universities. And tomorrow they will come like you. Now we have men and women, all university graduates. This is how we now come to develop our country. So this is a message, and this is what when I was in charge of my zone, I attempted to reduce the dowry to 7 cows. It did work, but the events of 1991, when Riek Machar and others, when they rebelled and they destroyed both, this is what people were dispersed. They went and left it, and then again came back also with very expensive dowry. Please, I appeal to all of you, please reduce. Girls should not be sold. Your girl, you allow your daughter to receive education will give you more than what you would get if you will benefit you, will save you better than a boy and the son. Please, let us, you are only leaders. When I took decision, I was at your age, 38 years of age. I took decision. Now, whom do you allow, whom do you think will come and take the change if you cannot change? Marriage must be reduced. Girls must be allowed to go to secondary school, and then, if possible, also they should go to the university. Just like boys. This is my message to all of you, those who are here and those who are not here. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Madam, for your support to your husband. And I hope the children also will do like your parents also. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our guest of honor of the day. If that hand clap is meant for the history that we have had, we should make it louder than that. Let us clap for them of Kuol Manyang Juuk. Thank you.